Zininzi into esizifundiswayo apha ezimalunga nee-plants, like ukuzityala, ukunkcenkceshela nokususa ukhula. Uyafundiswa uba transplanting ususe from enye i-pot plant encinci uyise kwi-pot plant enkulu, and then nalapho funeke wenze sure ukhula, because ukhula sifunde uba yeyona nto etya kakhulu amanzi apha kwi-plant, so funeke senze sure uba ngayo lonke ixesha uba ii-plants azinalo ukhula, and then senze sure uba siyazinika amanzi ngexesha elifanelekileyo, because kukho ii-plants ezifuna amanzi just once a week, kukho ii-plants ezifuna amanzi once a month. So funeke senze sure uba siyakwazi uwalandela loo maxesha. Ukwafana nomhlaba esiwufundisiweyo uba ii-plants ezithile zikhula kumhlaba onjani na, because ezinye ii-plants zisuka komanamakhwaland kwiindawo ezomileyo kakhulu. So ii-plants eziphaa umhlaba waphaa obvious womile because zifumana amanzi maybe once a year. I mean isizini yabo iyi-1 ngonyaka, awakunethi oko unyaka ude uphele. So funeke sizijonge into ezinjalo. Siyafundiswa ke nokulima egadini, not just uplanta kwii-pot plants ezi. Napha egadini siyafundisa ukulima phaa ii-plant sizikhuphe from i-pot plant to egadini, ukwenzela uba igadi le ibe ntle, kungabikho ntle dust apha phakathi apho zithengiswa khona, because kukho abantu abazayo apha bazovizitha, funeke babukele ezaa plant kubuhle bazo xa ziblomileyo ngexesha lesizini. Siyafundiswa nangonakekelo lwendalo ngaphandle nje kwe-plants, because ayoplanti zodwa into ezikhoyo kule garden, zikhona into ezininzi njengezilwanyana ekufuneka sizinakekele zona, because zidiphende kwezi plants ezingezinye zezi plants zitya ziphila kwangazo. And then ininzi mani into efundiswa apha. Ndiyavuya kakhulu ngoba ndithe ndafumana elithuba nam ndikwazi uba ndizofunda ento ndizifundileyo, because into ezininzi ebendingazazi enthe ngokubakho kwam apha ndafumana uba ndifumana ulwazi olungapha kolu bendinalo. Ndiyayibulela kakhulu loo nto leyo ngofumana elithuba. Namhlanje ndingakwazi nozivulela igadi yam ngomso ndiplante ezi zityalo zalapha, because bendizibona nje ii-succulent plants but ndingaziboneli intweni, but ngoku ndiyayazi uba iyadi yam ingabantle kakhulu ngenxa yezi succulent plants.
My name is Nkosiyabo. I'm 25 years old. I'm a student at Botanical College doing a 1-year plant production course. I'm also working at Karoo Desert under the EPWP.
I'm Chris Swartz. I'm the maintenance supervisor here at Karoo Gardens. I'm responsible for maintaining the buildings and infrastructure here in the garden.
Okay, in this short period of time, ever since I started working here, I've learned quite a lot about different plants. There are even plants that I didn't know exist. There are even plants that I didn't even know were actually helpful and can be used as medicine. I've learned a lot on how to maintain plants, how to water plants, on which days to water plants, and I've also learned how to do weed control and the reason why we should do weed control. I've also learned how to do plant transplant, pot planting. There's a lot of stuff that I learned during this short period of time.
My name is Ricardo Riddles and I'm the curator of the Karoo Desert National Botanical Gardens here in Worcester. My responsibilities is the day-to-day running of this garden, which includes the procurement of equipment, the management of people and staff here in the garden, looking and caring after this garden, maintenance programs, fire break maintenance, alien removal. So I have to make sure that everything is running in smooth order. This garden is also this year, 2021, celebrating its 100 years of existence. The garden is about 154 hectares and we only concentrate on succulent flora within South Africa and mainly focusing on arid to semi-arid indigenous flora.
The role of the EPWP workers in my duties now is to assist me to learn what we are doing here so that they can have an understanding of what we are doing here in maintenance. Say for instance, every time that we go out and do a job, I will teach them how to do, and the next time when there's a similar job, I will let them, say for instance 1 or 2 of the guys, I will let them go out and do it themselves and just go and supervise for a couple of minutes leave them and then come back to check on the job, so to make sure that they know what they are doing, and so that if they leave here, so that they can, if they get employed somewhere else or here, they will be able to do what they learned here.
My name is Sepoto Tetsi. I was born and bred in Soweto, Bushville. But then I moved to Worcester at an early age, about 3 years ago, since we had to move to Worcester. Ever since then, I've been here, but I pay visit here and there. I'm a worker. I'm a worker at Karoo Garden. I had a project called EPWP. I've been here since it started at November. The contract started in November. Since I've been here since November, I wouldn't lie but to say I've seen things that I wouldn't know that they exist. Simple as here at Karoo Garden, first of all, we're doing all types of work. We have a maintenance, we have a nursery, we have a propagation of plants, and then we also have a state agent.
What I've learned here in Karoo Garden is being responsible. Because if you are given a portion of work, you have to finish all by yourself. Like especially here in garden, you're given, like, I'm alone at here in the lawn, and then everything in here is responsible only to me. And then if there's something missing or there's something I didn't do, and then I'll be held accountable for it.
Thank you very much. My name is Leonard Sibeko. I'm one of the principal supervisors at Karoo Garden. I'm working on a department called PPN, which stands for Plant Production Nursery. Our main task here is to propagate, which means is to reproduce plants. So we propagate plants by sowing seeds, do cuttings, everything that must be propagated. That is our duty here at the PPN, which is a plant production nursery.
And into endiyifundileyo ke mna ke apha eKaroo, I've learned a lot. And ke ngoku mna bendisiva nje ba there is a Karoo eWorcester, but bendingayazi ba what is happening inside the Karoo. Into eyenzekayo ke eKaroo ndifunde kakhulu. There is a maintenance. A maintenance we fix all pipe ebebebhastile, but I'll never fix before, but I managed to fix our pipe. And then we paint. I never paint before, but we paint toilets, we renew it somewhere, somehow. Izinto suppose baziyenziwa. And ke ngoku enye into endiyifundileyo mna eKaroo, ndifunde into yobana kukhona nezikolpati ezinkulu nezincinci. And then ndifunde no plant. Okay, I don't know how to plant, but now at least I have a clue into yobana kuplantwa njani.
The Presidential Employment Stimulus Package supports a wide range of programs, like expanding employment, protecting current jobs, and also creating new jobs. The aim of this program is to create livelihoods in enhancing people's skills for future employment. It also stimulates economic activity during this hard pandemic period that we're going through. That's why this program was created.
I'm here, I'm working here at Karoo Garden, Botanical Garden. Size apha njena, size malunga nokuthi sizokwaziswa ngeplants. Sisuka from Ebolan College. This is a student from Ebolan College. Sisenza plant production Ebolan College. So ke Ebolan College besifundiswa how to lay, how to open the bedding, and how to plant a seed, how to propagate, how to weed control, how to water your plants, and another thing is how to use manure.
I'm Nolita Yedwa. I'm working here at SANBI as a horticultural conservation worker too at Estate. Basically, when EPWPs came, they came to rescue us because the manpower here in all sections in our garden is not enough. We are not many. So what they did, they were divided in all sections, they are rotating. So on estate, basically on estate where I'm working, they helped us on maintenance, maintaining the trails, Grijsbogie Trail, Havelty Trail, and Michelle Trail. So they were helping us with installing water bars and repairing them. And 2 weeks ago, we were busy with the benches that we set up on top on the trails. So what they did, they helped us a lot, most especially now that it's summer.
My name is Sharina Cook. I'm one of the EPWP employees here at the Karoo garden. We've worked in different sections in the garden, just assisting the permanent staff with watering, weeding, help with the maintenance, building, fixing the stones around the trees. We got the experience to work with different kind of tools. Especially, I've worked with Mr. Willem. I worked with a cutter. That was something I never knew I would be able to accomplish in my life. So this place has showed me a different side of working because I started to enjoy what I'm doing.
Some of them start to working for the first time, and okay, as youngsters some of them are playful and so on, but most of the guys were very serious about. They are very serious about what they do. They committed. They are really willing to learn and willing to work. Doesn't matter. Sometimes it's in the sun. Sometimes it's in the heat of the day, and they are really willing. Some of them, yeah, they do complain, but they still do the job.
My name is Semangela Khaichu, working on Karoo garden. Sebenza as an EPWP staff. Sebenza in contract. Sebenza in estate. Sebenza in estate. It's like we are patrolling on Mondays, counting the water meter, the electricity volts. Patrol like check on the animals, sinazo, nebisinazo, count the birds. We do weeding, see pick up again the way isn't that so si class. See usebenza si estate omkhulu phana bentongosi phana si busy water pass tongosi for coordinator I-tourist okanye abantu abahayikayo bangazukonzakala benzakaliswa ngamanzi endabeni. So as a water pass ikhontrola amanzi sotipela aside azofaki phakathi endabeni tongosi. Siqhubekeke tongosi ke phakathi endabeni. Sibe ne plants, i-alien plants, i-alien trees kufuneka sizwite zingabikho cause destroyer ezinye i-plants esisibe nazo phandabeni. Ngithola ukuthi xa zinophela eza plants akunokho apho singaphinde sifumaneke khona sifumaneka apha ekhaya nakwezinye igadi sifumaneke.
SANBI applied to DEF in 2020 for 500 staff members to take part in this program. After a successful application, we received 500 staff over the whole of SANBI. The Karoo Desert National Botanical Garden received 32 EPWP staff members to take part in this program. Now this came at a crucial stage in this garden's operation due to the COVID lockdown period that we went through. We were at home for 3 months and the garden coped with minimal staff on premises. So the inclusion of EPW staff in November 2020 gave this garden a huge boost because the staff assisted the garden in garden maintenance, clearing of fire breaks, removal of alien invasive species, the maintenance of our estate pathways. They also assisted us in the painting of our buildings. A huge part of this garden's goals is to maintain all buildings. So they help with the maintenance of buildings, which actually help with the curation of our collections, our plant collections.
Basically, Tina si employer ku SANBI, but si under EPWP, si employer ngo November, if I remember correctly. Tina singaba bantu bazoncedisa abantu baka SANBI as in nature conservation. Basizokwazi uzokwazi establish i-plants nge-nature yonke into not only plants sizoziprotecta but into esingayo sizoprotecta sizokhulisa sineendawo eziyi-4 ezinjenge-garden, nge-estate, nge-maintenance, nge-plant production. But ngoku apho sikhona ngoku kule ndawo kule section sikuyo siku-PPN, i-plant production apho siyareproduce i-plant, siyazimaintaina, siyazimonitorisha ukwenzele sizophinde sizilime ngokutsha.
So ke into endiyifundileyo ke ngale program senzayo apha kuba i-plants zibalulekile kakhulu ebomini bethu. Kufuneka sihleli sizinonophele ngamaxesha onke, kwaye nezilwanyana zibalulekile ezimpilweni zethu nazo. Akumelekanga xa sibona isilwanyana sisithathe njengesitha sethu. Funeke sisithathe nje ngoba naso like siyafana nathi thina abantu, yabo. So funekanga sisibulale. Enye into endiyifundileyo kakhulu kuba since it's a first time uba yi-supervisor ne, so ke ngoku into endifundisileyo le program kuba akululanga uba yi-supervisor ne, akululanga kakhulu. So funeka uhleli nje ube hard ebantwini, yabo. So yeyona nto endiyifundileyo leyo ba funeke hleli nje like funeke ndibe hard ebantwini. Into engengazange ndayenza ke leyo into iyaqala ukwenzeka ngoku apha kum loo nto leyo, ngoba funeke ndisoloko ndibe harsh ebantwini. So yeyona nto endiyifundileyo ke leyo apha eKaroo Garden.
My name is Nkosiyabo. I work in Karoo Garden. I work in EPWP. I thought I was taking work here at PPN. I put out the ways and to explain what. And my second week, I want to work in the garden up there to work. I have to work in the garden, learn everything I have to other ways. I have things I'm doing there, my garden rules, and I take the cutting trees, we cut trees and things like that in the mountain, like the street. Nice, perfect. I walk and see, I walk in there, and after I want to work in the garden. Not as a guy with other things.
I think they can give more training, provide the people with training, proper training, from an accredited training provider. I know if it's possible so that the people can have more skills. As you said, that the people, they're coming straight from school into the workplace. For us, we know what we do on a day-to-day basis, and it slows you down to actually teach someone. But it was a pleasure. Still is a pleasure to teach people here, to show them what to do, and then if they after that training, I know it's informal, but after that training, they really make a difference. There's some people that's really serious about what we're doing here, and you can see there's a great interest in that.
Ndibulela like ngendlela like i-supervisor ebezisiphethe ngayo nangemfundiso abasinike yona. Nathi sawuthatha imfundiso seyigqithisela kwabanye mhlawumbe basezilokishini. Like umuntu uyakwazi like xa edibana nami abuze uba yintoni oyenza ipha eKaroo Garden. Like senza indithi ngendithi zezinto. So nami ndakwazi ukucisela umuntu uba ndenza ntoni nantoni nantoni nantoni. Like umzekelo i-sense of uKristu, yabo uKristu zininzi izinto asifundisa zona besingazazi. Like umzekelo ngoku sipeyinta kaRekhatho. Like sasingayazi uba xa upeyintayo usebenza ntoni usebenza ntoni. And sasingayazi uba zintoni igama lezazi zinto. Ngoku sayazi uba okay yikwasi, yirola, nepeyinti esisebenzisayo sazazi uba zindithi ngendithi zepeyinti, mhlawumbi water paint okanye ibone. So zininzi like izinto esisifundileyo uKristu isikakhulu. like umhlomsebenzi asifundise wona like ngoxa kuqaqhuke upipe sayazi uba umuntu wenza ntoni xa kuqaqhuke upipe naxa ingekhoyo sakwazi uziyela siyozilungisela izinto like umzekelo naxa kupeyintwa izitulo like sayazi uba isitulo qolo senza intoni before uzosivanisha isitulo yabo so ngomnye umsebenzi omhle yasifundise wona uKristu so nami enothanda uba xa siphuma yapha ngaphandle ngale information sinayo incinci sihambe siyifundisa nabanye abaphaphande ukuze bana bazokwazi bane-information
ndingavuya uba ipamphlet zinikisiwe naselocation so that abantu bazoyazi le ndawo because le ndawo ayaziwa and intle kakhulu and kwenziwe ne-event like because le ndawo ingayinyusa i-economy yalapha ingayiboosta kakhulu because intle kakhulu.
Since you know that some of these guys don't have skills, we're unskilled people. Now they are exposed to do cuttings, sowing seeds. And what I like about this program, they rotate to all our departments. They were not only concentrating how to weed, how to propagate plants, they were also involved to maintenance. That's what I like about this program. So I'm very grateful to say that these guys are here to help us. We must understand that they are here to help us. As you can see now, the production here at Karoo Garden, PPN, is increasing because of these guys, the willingness they have to help us. I'm very happy to say that they did a very good job. I was hoping maybe if this program can continue, maybe just for a year, so that we can teach them more about plants, because plants are very important. So you will get people that they don't understand what is the difference between plants and weeds. But now, through this program, they do understand how to do cuttings, propagate, sowing seeds, identify some of the disease of the plants. But we are still, this is a going on program with us, as they are going to be with us until next month. So we are trying to teach them every week new activities. As you know that different departments have different activities. So the people who work at the garden, they are not going to do the same activities as the people at the PPN. So that is why we decided let them rotate so that they can have that exposure to know what is going on in PPN and what is going on in the garden. So I'm very grateful. I'm very happy they are here. Thank you guys very much.
My name is Tabiso Pilani. I'm from here, here is the family in Worcester. I'm a part of EPWP. I'm working here at Karoo. I'm not going to say too much things about Karoo because if I can talk you, it will be I will take the whole day or 2 days because there's a lot of the hell I've learned here. You see, sir. Yeah, I've learned about plants, you see, trees, you see, and what's important in the garden, you see, sir. And I've learned that, you see, you should love the garden, sir. You see, in the past few years, I didn't even care about the plants or know how to plant or, you see, or trees. I didn't care what kind of a plant is that, what is his name, what is he doing, why does it come from, you see. But ever since I've been here at Karoo Garden, I've learned so many things, you see. I didn't even know that the plant can even got a cancer. I just thought that the cancer, that so-called cancer is for the human beings only. But I've learned that here there's also a cancer in the plant, you see, sir.
I was working at the estate agent. As I mentioned, we were creating a fire break, me and my team. So what is a fire break? You might ask yourself, what is fire break? Fire break, it is I would say, a distance between houses that are nearby the mountain, because we are in the mountain. Houses that are nearby the mountain and in the mountain. So fire break, it's a distance we create so that whenever there's a fire in these nearby houses, the fire doesn't overlap to our garden. And whenever there's a fire in the garden, the fire doesn't overlap to nearby houses. And we also do water bars. Water bars, I didn't know that. Let me tell you something about water bars. Water bars, they stop, I would say, soil or a cave from eroding. Water bars, you put a water bar, and then that's the place or the path you create for the water to flow with. But if you didn't have water bars, I will tell you, your soil or mountain, it could have been eroded by now.
In maintenance team, I've learned how to paint, how to do paving. We were painting a house, and then we painted the whole house. And then it was a challenge because we had a target time. So we had to work on that target of time. So we had to put so much effort to finish that house within that period of time that we were given. And then we were painting chairs, scrubbing the chairs, making them looking new, scrubbing the chairs, and then putting varnish on it. And then we were opening pipes, fixing the broken pipes. And then while we were opening the pipes, there were some points where we had to open the paving because it was covered in cement. We had to break that cement, and then we had to, when we were done fixing the pipe, we had to make that cement again. We learned how to mix the cement. We learned how much, the portion of water that we have to put for the dough to be right. So yeah, that's the experience I've gained there.
Yes, I could say I am getting what I had expected. But then, I had at least we each and every group apha program would be given an opportunity. Yabo apho khona besizawunikwa i-challenge yoba each group ihambe iyotyala into ethile ne without bayixelelwe ba mayenze njani. Ixelelwe ba i-task ethile for this week is that nina nizoplanta into ethile. And then ngoku nina bazosixelela ba le nto niyiplantileyo niyimaintaina njani, on which day do you guys water it kangakanani, and then sibone ba izawukhula ithini. Mna I had a wish into ba singanikwa lo task leyo kulapho khona bebezobona abantu balapha ba okay, so far bafunde this and that, yintoni ishotayo ngoku for them to improve, yintoni abalekisha kuyo.
Mna ngokuthanda kwam ase ufumana experience eninzi, ndisebenze apha kule section yalapha e-PPN nangapha e-plant sale ukuze ndizofumana experience eninzi. But ukugqithela apho ndi-enjoyile ukusebenza apho. It was fun and kungekho zingxaki ezininzi, bengekho milo, ase qha thina sisebenzisane as i-groups ezizilapha, siyeke i-conflicts ezivele. Ewe sibakhona i-conflicts ezikhoyo nakweyiphi imisebenzi, but umuntu ufuneka ajonge umsebenzi wakhe lo awuqashelweyo. Mna but ndi-experience yam ngokwalapha ndi-enjoye kakhulu. Ba siyaqashwa, ndiqashwe kule ndawo enzele nam ndibonise indlela endifundiswe ngayo nguMr. Sabo ba undifundisile ebengadlanga.
We do patrols where we control litter and pollution. We also do fence maintenance. We check if there were no pushes or any wrong stuff, and we collect the rubbish and we check the vagrants if there are no vagrants. We also we set up chairs, benches on top. We also do fire breaks where we do clearing, and we also put plants there. We're also planting.
Because you know, some people now in our generation, we learn to communicate via internet, or we communicate technologically, which is now I've been here, I've learned that the very best thing to do with patient is to communicate and as to go on. And first, now that I've worked in the lawn, now we're in the lawn now, most of my special places. I like this place. We're working at the lawn. At the lawn, I've driven the car that cut grass. I never thought I would drive that car. But ever since I was here at Kokerboom, I drive that car, and I will say to you, it's been nothing but a nice car. You should try to drive that car and cut the grass. So I've learned to cut the grass, to trim and lop around. Plumbing, maintenance. I've learned plumbing. To tell you now, even there at home, nobody calls for plumbing there while I'm there because I've obtained that skill here. So I do that. Even electrical engineer, I've tried. We did some piece of wiring there, and I've also learned something about that wiring, something that I didn't learn before, but I did gain that something from here. What to say? If I could mention, I could mention a lot. But let me tell you now, I can hold a grinder. I can make like a paving, just because I've learned that here. I didn't have that skill before, but ever since I've got here, I've got that skill. A lot of skills that I would mention and that will take about all day. But to be honest, working here has been nothing but a blessing.
Okay. Besisanqwelela ke guys ukwazi lukhulu malunga neplants zase-Karoo garden. At the very same time, i-Karoo garden isenzele okukhulu, isinike ulwazi olukhulu, isinike knowledge eninzi. Because ezinye zeplants besingazazi thina bakukhona ne-religion ezizi-plants. And at the very same time, apha sine-plant le bendikhe ndayibiza kuqala ebizwa ngoba Euvonia cunaria. Those are the stolen plants ezisuka from eClerkstop. These are the stolen plants, all of them. These are the stolen plants ezisuka from eClerkstop ezi. And ke ngoku zisuka from eClerkstop ziyaziswa ke ngoku ziyaziziswe kwaba bantu beziye zabiwa kubo ziziswe apha eKaroo garden. Xa zifika apha eKaroo garden ziye zihlolwe bazikwi-good condition na bazingaye ziplantwe na. If zikwi-good condition bazingaplantwa ziyaplantwa ziplantwe ke ngoku. Then ngumsebenzi wethu ke lo esiwenzileyo apha eKaroo garden esifike sawenza apha. Besingayazi ke thina noba i-stolen plants ziyathathwa phaa ebantwini abazibileyo bazizise apha zizoplantwa apha. Besingayazi loo nto, sithe ngokufika kwethu apha eKaroo garden sayazi loo nto. And enye into esiye safika sayifunda apha umuntu akasebenzi kwi-department enye. Siya circulatewa kwezi department zonke. Siye sisebenze e-estate. E-estate ke apho senza khona sivula we open i-pathways eGreysbokkie nakwi-Shell Trail nakwi-Yeveltjie Trail. Then ke ngoku sifake ipali apha endleleni for ii-hikers zethu nee-tourists zethu xa zizileyo ze zingafiki zingabi nandawo yokunyathela. At least noba ziyanyathela zinyathele zibhalanse. And e-estate nakhona siyasebenza nase-PVA. E-PVA siya with controller nasegadini ke ngokunjalo. Egadini ke i-weed control eqhumayo yodwa. And ke ngoku ngaphandle kwe-weed control siyaplanta noplanta egadini.
Uyaba i-pamphlet sinikiswe nase-location so that abantu bazoyazi le ndawo. Because le ndawo ayaziwa and inhle kakhulu and kwenziwe ne-event like because le ndawo ingayinyusa i-economy yalapha. Ingayiboosta kakhulu because inhle kakhulu.
It would be really nice if they would work on permanent basis because really they're doing a great job, they're doing great work and they are so enthusiastic and so passionate about this.
There are many things that they've learned here, Sam. And they've given us love, respect, you see, and hope, you see, sir, in life. You see, today now, I know when I'm waking up, where I'm going to work, you see. So, while I'm working here, I want to make an expression, you see, for the future, for the young future, those who are still growing up, and tell them so that they know the history and respect the garden, you see, sir. Especially at homes, I mean everywhere here in South Africa. So what I'm going to say to you, sir, love your plant as you love yourself, you see, sir. So please, fellow South Africans, wherever you are, take care of your garden and give it joy and love. It will also take care of you. You won't have any regrets. I thank a lot, sir.
As I did mention earlier on that there are many departments such as maintenance, propagation of plants, nursery and garden. But the most place that I love, it's garden. And not just any place in garden, but to tell you about the lawn. The lawn is the nice place to be. To tell you that The birds has the nicest sound, and I also realized that when I was in the lawn. I only hear the only sound and you hear at the top. But I can tell you now, many sounds I can learn. One of the sound was this one. That was the sound I've learned. And that says maybe there's something around you that the birds are singing. Lawn is the best place. Because at the lawns, you find different plants, different trees that need special treatment. The trees you will find in a lawn is not just any trees, but the trees that will give you nice shadow. When it's cold, when it's hot, they give you that coolness and that dry. I'm telling you, just come to the lawn. You will never go home again. The lawn is the best place. Even if I'll get to be hired, not other places that are not nice. But the lawn, I like it.
As I said, there are alien plants that are named calomacrotics plants. Those plants are danger to other plants, like the threat. Siphinde i-state ketangosi wena khomane yami siqhubekeke nomsebenzi okhona siyawita indlela i-shape i-trail like sifuneka sisivule yabo for abantu xa behambayo umzekelo ungakonzakali izi-plants esikhona because khona i-plants like xa zinokhwela tangosi yabo ube infected umzekelo uyitangosi ye-plants enjalo lapha esipana etangosi inintsi wendifunde apha eKaroo Garden tangosi like ebeningayazi nami inokuthi like ngasiphilisa ngayo xa hleli elokishini like siskilo sesithatha apho wena tangosi andiva wena khomane.
In the past, the Karoo Gardens have struggled to employ people from this local area because they didn't have the experience of working in a botanical garden setup. So with this program, it enlightens me because now the staff are learning how to propagate plants. They know how to deal with succulent plants, the difficulty of succulent plants. They know about the soil media composition. They know, okay, this is weeds, this is weeds, this is plants, this is indigenous plants. Because we teach them, every day we teach them. They go out, they get the instructions of what to do. They already know the skills of weeding and pruning and feeding of plants. They also know how estate maintenance work, what to do on fire breaks, how the pathway is maintained. They will know all the standards that is needed for when they want to apply for a position at the botanical gardens, which is great for me because in the past we did get staff from other provinces that took part in EPWP programs in botanical gardens, but now we can employ people locally to come to our garden and learn and get employed permanently. So this program definitely will help staff members get positions in any SANBI organization on a permanent basis. So the skills learned, the training learned will definitely benefit them in the future.
Working in a group, it was amazing. Yeah, there are challenges working with people because we come from different backgrounds. But when we are here at work, we become one. If we are working in a group, if all of us who are given a task, it's not nice, and then some of the others are not working, some of the others are working. So in my group, I was happy because we're one. We were united. If we are given a task, we make sure we finish that task, and then we make sure we are done with that task.
Definitely. I know that all of them can be employed permanently, but the extension of the program, if it's possible, then yeah, I would love to see them. I would love to see them again. I would love to see the program being extended.
Because sizoputha up i-spec worm, sizoscoop from the smaller bag to a bigger bag. You can follow me. So, sizosifaka apha kule bag, as you can see. And it's big worm. It's a very good plant because most people bayasitya nositya bayasifaka kwi-salad yabo and abanye ke bayasitya because si-good kwi-iron.
Okay.
So it's actually a very good plant, but I think umhlaba wam umunye.
Okay.
So now I have to loosen up lona umhlaba so that izophuma kakuhle apha kule bag.
Because there's still a lot that they can learn. The period that they are here, I mean, it's for 5 months. That's too little time to teach them everything that I know.
And so far so good. I-program enjoy kakhulu. Imnandi, I've learned a lot and I still want to learn as much more as I can because I believe that knowledge is power. So yes, no complaints so far.